I never really thought about it in much detail, as probably most people don't, but it turns out that these vitamins are not coming from the foods that contain them. Like vitamin C does not come from an orange, and vitamin A does not come from a carrot. It's very far from that. They come from things that really aren't actually foods. Vitamin D, for instance, was probably the most shocking. It comes from sheep grease. So actually the grease that comes from sheep wool. You have giant barges and container ships that go from Australia and New Zealand over to China, where a lot of our vitamins are produced. About 50% of global vitamin production comes from China inside these huge factories, very industrial processes. A lot of vitamins are actually chemical processes, and they're very technical and complex.
A lot of people, if they're with someone, they're looking at them right now. Wait a second. So China gets all these shipments of sheep wool from Australia, and they're pulling the sheep grease off of them to make vitamin D?
Yeah, sheep grease is actually very useful for a lot of things. It can be used to make moisturizer and lip balm. It can be used for industrial purposes, for lubricants, for engines and machines and things like that. But one of its uses is to be converted through a number of chemical steps and chemical processes to vitamin D, which is added to our food and used in supplements. So
what about nylon, Melanie? What does nylon have to do with vitamins?
Yeah, it's one of these chemicals that goes into the making of one of the B vitamins. There are many food additives actually that are used in food, but actually also have industrial purposes associated with them. One of my favorites is a food additive called azodioarcarbonamide, and that's actually used quite extensively in bread and bread type products. And it's used as a dough conditioner and a manufacturing aid. And its main use outside of the manufacturing of bread is for creating foamed plastic, so things like yoga mats. And I encountered some news articles from a number of years ago where a tanker truck overturned on the Dan Ryan Expressway in Chicago carrying azodioarcarbonamide. And city fire officials had to issue their highest hazmat alert and evacuate everyone up to a half-mile downwind because of this chemical spill. So you look at something like that and you wonder, is this something that we really want in our morning toast and the bread that goes on our turkey sandwiches?